Good morning, good morning. How we doing? Gonna get started on the Xamarin Plus Cognitive Services Challenge today. So, it's a challenge put out by Gerald Veslewis and Matt Sukup. And sorry about those name pronunciations, I expect. I'm gonna get into it. So here's the challenge they've set with a cute little video of disembodied Matt. It's based on a UI that Stephen Tawison built that has then been expanded by Gerald and Matt with some cognitive services. And they've issued the challenge to just add cool stuff. I think it says the more elaborate and crazier, the better. So there's a GitHub repo linked in there. All you have to do to be a part of this is come in here and click fork, which I've actually already done. And so now I've got my own Lachlan W. Gordon Travel Monkey repo, which I've cloned down into source tree. And here it is in Visual Studio Mac. Looking at contents of the solution, we've got our Forms project, Android and iOS. The Forms project has our user interfaces written in Xamarin Forms XAML. It's also got view models, services, and models. And also a data section. So the data, models, view models, and services should be mostly shareable across Blazor as well. So what I'm going to do is take as much of this code as possible out into a separate project, which I'll call travelmonkey.core, and then refactor it so we can use the shared code, not just in Xamarin Forms app. And then we'll be adding in the Blazor project that reuses that code. Looking at the view models, we are gonna have my work cut out for me this morning. So things like media file that have come in from the media plugin, that's not gonna work in Blazor. Users will either have to use the webcam or upload it. So kind of anything that's really forms specific, I'm gonna have to take out of the view model. Same with these Xamarin Forms colors, and also the messaging center. So along with moving them out into a different project, we are going to need to redo some bits of it. So, whenever working on a fork, make your own branch first, get off master. These are UI branch. And let's spin it up in iOS. Simulator's waking up now. Cute little travel monkey. Something went wrong. Here's a cat instead. So we've got a few more steps to hook it up to the cognitive services. So it says I have to go into my Azure portal. Portal.azure.com. And the challenge will be, can I get through this without showing you all my keys? Go into Cloud Shell. Make a resource group. And I'll change that to travel monkey. Cool, we should have a resource group now. That'll show up shortly. Next, we need to create computer vision service. Multi-line script here that I'm going to need to edit a couple of lines off. So I'm going to edit that in VS Code first. And my resource group I call monkey travel. And I'll call this monkey travel vision. Paste all that. So this is going to spin up. Oh, what did I call my resource group? Travel monkey. Travel monkey. Might as well be consistent here. Travel monkey vision. So this will create an Azure Cognitive Services machine vision service for me, based on what Matt's already written. So he's done all the hard work, but now I've got my own instance of it. And it says it's free, which is nice. Now I'm going to need some API keys. First of all, let's make sure my resource group is here. Travel monkey, there it is. And inside it, there's the travel monkey vision. And I'm gonna hide my screen just a moment while I get that key and endpoint out. Actually, where are we putting them? In Visual Studio, we've got this API keys class. I'm going to need to put 3 different API keys, and I might need to change these URLs. So, there we go. Keep my Azure secret. Although this is a free tier anyway, so you wouldn't be able to do too much damage. Copying the endpoint for computer vision, which is basically the same, but just with the West US instead of West Europe. Add a computer vision API key. Kim is in the house. Good morning, Kim. How you doing? I'm working on this Cognitive Services plus Xamarin combo challenge. So Matt and Gerald and Stephen have put together this awesome app which hooks Xamarin Forms and Cognitive Services up together. And I'm adding in some Blazor and doing a whole lot of refactoring. So I've made my own Travel Monkey Vision Azure Cognitive Services. My next step will be to make a text translator service. So another multi-line script to get me a copy of what Matt's written for me. Travel Monkey is my resource group. What have you been up to, Kim? Anything exciting? Travel Monkey translator. That's the one I'm up to, yeah? Is that what I'm making? Text translation, yeah. Run this script. Once again, F0 means it's free. And that has run. Any minute now, we should see another service here. There we go. And once again, I'm gonna have to hide my screen a moment. Reorganizing the office. Cool, cool. Shouldn't it be all nice and organized given that you just moved house? No, it doesn't work like that. So just getting this API key out. For my translation API. Good. Welcome back. And then we also need a Bing search service. In the Travel Monkey group. Travel Monkey Bing. I'm just going to trust Matt when he tells me all these things are free. Hopefully he doesn't put too much. He could be spinning up anything. I should be reading these scripts, I suppose. It says it's creating cognitive service. Cool, we've got one of them. It's going to take a moment. Travel Monkey Bing. Another API key. I'm starting to see the appeal of that Stream Deck that you've got, Kim. I thought, nah, I don't need that. I can click on things in OBS Studio, but when I'm jumping back and forth like this, it would be real nice. Well, I've got a makey, so I'm kind of tempted to see if I can make my own and just bop a banana or something, but I'm not sure whether you can hook that up to do custom things or if it'll only give me key commands that'll be the same as my keyboard. Stream for another day. An abrupt end to the music. And we're back. All my API keys are in. So now when I run this again, bringing it up on the simulator. If I have a spare mobile device, which I'm sure you do, they have an app that seems to work really well. Ah, yeah, that seems more like the answer for me. I've got a few devices sitting around. I'm sure I can reappropriate one of them. So let's type something in this translation box. Good morning, Kim. In Dutch, that's Guten Morgen, Kim. In Spanish, Buenos Dias, Kim. And French, Bonjour, Kim. And if we say add new picture, tap to add picture, choose a photo. Yes, you have permission to use my photos. I see a close-up of a plant. So when I select that photo, it's sent it off to Azure Cognitive Services, done its hot dog or not match. And not only does it say not a hot dog, it says it's a close-up of a plant. I want to see what else it can find around my study, so I'm going to put it on my Android. You should be able to see with visor. Excellent. Yeah, I saw that. Did I spell Kim right and then it translated it? Or was that an autocorrect before we hit the translation service? I like the cute little monkey. I'll try again. Thanks for joining the stream. Joking? Joining the stream. Kim? Ah, got it right that time. I think it must have been an autocorrect before. I don't think I typed it wrong. Cool. Is that loading on Android? I thought I said play on Android. Are there errors somewhere? Here we go. Looks like it's about to start. Framework. All right, we're up and running. Let's see what we can find on my desk. Add a picture with camera. I see a close-up of a bowl. It's actually a coffee cup, but pretty close. What else have we got? Ah, yes. Can it find the Stein? Another photo. Well spotted, Kim. There wasn't much of a glimpse of that. Unfortunately, it's just got water in it this morning. I see a blender sitting on top of a table. Pretty close. And let's do one more before we get to work. Take a photo. Here's my little Xamarin monkey. I see a teddy bear sitting on a desk. I'm gonna have to write an angry letter to Matt, misdiagnosing a monkey as a teddy bear. It's even got a Xamarin logo on it to give it a hint. So we've got the translation, we've got the image analysis, and that's two of the services. The third one, pulling in these pictures. All it's done is search Bing images for the word Antarctica or Seattle, and that's pulled in a background from there. So there are our 3 cognitive services, all up and running. Time to break everything. Do a Microsoft logo. Alrighty. What have I got with a Microsoft logo on it? There's a service around here somewhere. This generation of service doesn't have a Microsoft logo on it. Just Google it. Microsoft. Where's my visor gone? Let's take another photo. I see a close-up of a person. Alright, if you say so. Got the first few, right? Cool. Now, let's get a new project. Net standard library. I'm gonna go 2, 0, because there's something I use that doesn't like 2.1. I don't remember what it is. I think you need the latest Android SDK or something. Project name, this will be travelmonkey.core. A giraffe sitting on a chair. Now I've seen everything. I'm gonna move this view model folders into core. Oh, hello. We've got a guest about to pop into the stream. Let's see if we can identify a cat. Hello. You want to come up here? Come on. Hello. Don't think my cord will quite reach unless she comes up on the desk. Come on. No, she's not in the mood. Hopefully she'll come back later, but she's run away for now. Oh, she's back. Hello. Hello. Come on. Up you get. Ariel, stay a moment, please. Come on. No, she's gone again. Missed her. If I'd been more patient, she probably would have jumped up. Oh, she's back in again. Ariel, what's going on with you? Take a photo. Sorry, you can't see my phone right now. Kitty cat. Ariel. Ariel. Alright, not happening. Ariel, you're in a funny mood. Look over here. There we go. I see a cat that is looking at the camera. Excellent. Okay, now, destroying things. View models have moved. Services will move to core. Models. Views can stay. Data moves as well. API keys I'll move because I'll need them as well. I'm gonna put that in services. And constants looks like it'll be important. I'm gonna put that in services too. Let's get a reference from my Forms app to core. And I'll also go iOS. Needs a reference to core. And Android. References. Core. And let's get some nougats. So a lot of that code that I've just moved had dependencies on Xamarin Forms. Some of it depended on media plugin. I'm gonna have to rearrange it so that code either doesn't need Xamarin Forms anymore or is in the other project, and I'll move it out to the views. Refactored MVVM helpers from James Montemagno is going to help me with a few of those bits. I'm taking the latest beta because you need that for commands. Put that in all my projects. And I'm just going to have to duck out for a moment. Back soon. Go get yourself a coffee. I'm back. Where was I? Working on some nougat. So we've got MVVM helpers in there. We're also going to need... What have they put in the Forms project to do the Azure stuff? So there's ACO user dialogues. Very nice in mobile apps, but doesn't work with Blazor. We need these two Azure packages. I'll just go image search. Will that find it? Azure image search. Cognitive. Yep, that one. Version 2, latest stable. You know what, I really should have just done it by hand. computer vision version 5 as well. Into my core. Once that one finishes downloading, hopefully this doesn't kill my stream. Four packages added with warnings. The warnings are probably fine, alright? Package successfully restored. Excellent. Now Essentials is going to be a bit of a tricky one. There's probably some stuff in there that I would like to use in Blazor that doesn't exist. So we're going to have to work that out as well. But I won't be adding that to core. So let's start maybe with the easy bits. Translation service. Newtonsoft JSON, that's the other one I'll need. We haven't got that yet. Which project is it that actually references it? Will be in forms, I guess. Something else does. Okay, cool. I should have that as well already. So, everything in there looks like it'll compile. That's good. Android's fine. Core. Translation result. What's in here? Oh, don't often see a C# class without using at the top. Using Xamarin forms, no good. Alright, anywhere that's a color, I'm going to change to a string because I know they work everywhere. I probably could use a system.drawing.color, but I just kind of feel like this is more likely to work everywhere. I can still use those system.drawing.colors for a few things. So accent color is going to be how does this work? Succeeded. Description is not null or empty. And the accent color is not color.default. Where does accent color come from? Okay, so add picture result. This is a model that comes back from Azure Cognitive Services. And they send back an accent color. And hopefully that'll serialize happily to a string, even though it was a Xamarin. It was a color before. And a landmark description and description. That's saying if what we've got back, if there is a color there. So I'm going to go another not string is null or empty. What have I done? Not equals. Not string dot is null or empty for the accent color, which we said would be a string. No more Xamarin forms. Add picture result is now going to take in a string. That one compiles. Destination looks fine. Picture entry. Image source called image. I'm going to change that to another string. I'll change its name to image URL. I'm not sure exactly how many things I'm breaking here. Translate text result. That's all good. Bing search service. We've got all those packages. Computer vision service. No more Xamarin forms, please. That should be available. Looks like I've messed up one of my nougats. Huh. We've got image search, but we don't have the computer vision. Thought I put that in there. Oh, Kim's got some suggestions. Maybe you should have a converter for is successful to an accent color. Color in the result is not great, in Kim's opinion, unless the accent color is derived from the image. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm not really sure where that color comes from. Ah, that broke. I'm gonna put that there. Put it in the other one twice instead of in each once. Add picture result, accent color. Let's find where this class is used and what they do with it. We've got the class in our computer vision service. I think that'll go away once we successfully build. Computer vision service. Computer vision client. Add picture. Yeah, so the cognitive service that's running in Azure is returning a string anyway, and then that's being parsed here into a color. So I'm gonna do it kind of the other way around, and instead of sending it around the place as a color, just convert to a color at the last minute when we're displaying it on the screen. I try to build this. I know it'll fail for 100 reasons. 16. But I was hoping it would fix those errors. Nah, okay. So that class is all good now. Destination is just strings. That one's done. Translate text result. Happy with that. Oh, that's right. Bing search service. I said I'm happy with. Computer vision service. That's that weird one that's still broken. Constants. That's just a few strings I think they used for the messaging service. This one needs Newton soft, but no Xamarin forms. View models is where it's gonna get messy. No more user dialogues. No more media plugin. No more Xamarin forms. So I'm gonna... That makes sense. Store as a hex string in your model. Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm gonna just comment this out for now, but what I will end up with is probably having a byte array in here, or perhaps just a stream instead of this. So stream image source should inherit from stream. So I'll either have a stream in here that we can send around or a byte array. Color comes a string, and all that code out there to actually get the image we'll have to put in the view instead of the view model. Now, if I use system.drawing and I go colors.steel blue, is that right? No. Color dot. Oh, there are some in there. Just not steel blue. What about? Is colors a thing? No. Color dot. Hang on, which color did I bring in? System.drawing.color. drawing dot color dot. There it is. Dot to. Not sure if that's to do. Check if generates hex. Not sure if that is going to give me a hex or whether I need to do some kind of better to string. Oh, I should put a bunch of these to do's, so I've got a list of things I have to fix. To do, move camera stuff to view. This becomes a string as well. That's all good. Good. Command. We're now taking from MVVM helpers. Thank you, James. Messaging center stuff. I'm going to have to think about a lot later. Now my image. Picture entry does not contain a definition for image. I'm not sure. So that used to just have a Xamarin Forms image, but that's no good anymore. I'm gonna guess that at some point I'm gonna want a byte array, and at some point I'm gonna want a stream, and whichever one I don't end up using, I'm gonna have to come back here later. Image, bytes, image, string. One of those three things will work. So here we're saying when we create a view model, there's a command using that method, and there's another command that's got an inline one. I don't want that inline, I want that in a method. It's not happening for me easily. That's all right. So the add picture command, I extract a method called add picture. And I'm gonna make this public because I've got a feeling I'm gonna call it directly in my Blazor view. I'm gonna say image URL equals to do. That'll mess things up. And add a comment here. To do. What was this for? User dialogues is no good. So I'm gonna have to somehow tell my views I want you to display a message in your own way. One way I might do that is have like a string that is observable that will notify the views, hey, we've got a new message, but that only really works for like a toast kind of situation rather than this. Where does take photo get called? Take photo comes from the take photo command, which is presumably called directly from XAML. If I change that XAML to call a method in my code behind, I can move most of that out there. And I'll have to write this bit of code twice, unless we can get in a pull request really quick to Alan to have ACR support Blazor. So it's saying if you say take photo or choose photo, do all that, and then once you've chosen or taken a photo, we're going to have a photo source, and then we call await post, which is going to send that photo up to cognitive services. to view. If underscore photo is null, please select an image first. Because here what it's going to do with photo, get stream with image rotated from external storage. Cool. Take it as a media plugin method. So underscore photo was a media file, which we're not allowed. Underscore photo source is a stream image from source. I'm gonna have a stream, and I'm gonna call it photo stream. And I'll set that in various views. And hopefully Cognitive Services is happy to just work with a stream. Change that to photo stream is null. Change this to return. Could return a string, or maybe I'm gonna make an error message property now. That we can put these in and display in an appropriate way. I'm gonna have to make that do the property change stuff, but error message equals please select an image. Get rid of that. Is posting. Now let's use photo stream. Oh no. That's fine already. Result equals await. Computer vision service dot add picture. Photo stream. Yeah, that compiles. Now, this sends off a messaging center message. I don't know what it does. What does this do? We can follow it with a find all references, but I'm kind of taking things one step at a time. So that's one view model fixed. Close a few of these windows. Base view model is all good. Now this is basically just the same as the base view model from MVVM helpers. I don't think there's anything different there, but I'm not entirely committed. So I'm going to comment that out, and then anywhere that uses it, I'm going to see if we can get away with one less file and delete that later. Main page view model needs essentials and forms. Base view model now comes from MVVM helpers, which should fix that. Set does not exist in the current context. They call it set property. Set property. Using MVVM helpers commands, command of string URL command. You know what? I'm going to make that an I command here. Keep it nice and vague. And then it'll be a new command of string out of open URL. Actually, no, I'm not doing my URL opening in the view model. I'm gonna handle that in the views. And this is the stuff that needs Xamarin Essentials and will be done completely different in Blazor. So put it back as it was. Comment out all that because it won't work. Throw a not implemented exception. You know what? Now I'm just going to silently fail it. And add in a to-do. To-do. Implement this in views. Good, good, good. Translate results page. Once again, depends on forms. No good. Base view model has moved. Change that to a set property. A little bit of validation in there, and then it calls translate text. Set property. So what is my objective? Am I doing a Blazor UI? Yes, I am. But before I could get to that, I'm going to need to do a whole lot of refactoring. So similar to what I've been working on the past few weeks, where I built from scratch a Xamarin Forms and Blazor app with as much shared code as possible. This time I'm reusing Gerald's code, but I have to get it into cleaner state. Clean's a mean word. It's nice code he's written, assuming he just wanted to do Xamarin Forms, which is what it was meant for. So hopefully in not too long, I can actually start doing some Blazor stuff instead of just commenting out good code. What is this? Another class that compiles. One more class I don't need. Okay, I think we're getting pretty close now. Let's see if it builds. One error. It's alright, I know how to fix that one. Oh, I don't know if set will be safe to do. Multi-cursor. Set property. Are you going to do the challenge, Kim? You've got one day to do it. Color does not exist. No, it does not. Okay, but good. Those errors disappeared. So here they're saying to give me a color out of what was a hex code already. They're adding a hash on the front, which means the service doesn't put it there already, but I will keep the hashes on there. So now I can just say accent color equals what came back from the service with a hash on it. And that looks like it'll compile. Kim's got other work to do and lots of Xamarin stickers. Yeah, I've got more stickers than I need as well. And I can't work out where I want to put them. I like to keep my laptop bare. So I'm not putting them on there. I like stickers. I like having all these cool stickers that people give out. I just don't know what to put them on. So they just sit in the drawer, which feels a bit silly. But if I'm lucky, I can get another monkey. I know you've got 100 monkeys, but this is my first. So I need more. Cool, that compiled. Let's run it for iOS and see what we've broken. Cool. App still somewhat works. Does it translate? Bonjour. Yes, translation still works. That's good. When I try to add a picture, it crashes. That's kind of expected. Cannot convert steel blue into a Xamarin Forms color. So that 2 string that I was worried about is no good. Kind of thought that might happen. Where was that code? Add picture page. Huh. Is it here? No, it was somewhere that was calling this. If I just do a search for steel blue, I don't want to find it. To do, check if generates hex. No, it does not. So this is a system.windows.drawing. Neither gets, no. There are 2 HTML, 2 ARGB, gives me an int. What about one of these ones? Color converter? Or is that part of WPF? CG color converter. No, I do not want a reference to Xamarin iOS in here. Googling time. System.windows.color to HTML. Let's see. C#. Windows color to HTML. Bet you I've searched it before. So they're asking for WPF. I don't think we don't have that namespace though. Tim says 2 ARGB, 2 hex. Hope that works. Feels dirty. No 2 hex here. Unless it's a extension method? Nope, no good. Net standard. How to convert color translator from HTML. No, that's the opposite of what I want. Do we have a color translator here? System.drawing. Color. Oh, I wonder if it's got one of those. Is there a static method on here? No. We don't have a color translator. We can parse the int. That's gross. No, I don't want that. But I might come back to it. This feels like it should be a really easy thing to do. Representing a color in an attribute, .NET standard. Okay. As you found yourself, .NET standard, the drawme.com and NuGet package, but add a NuGet. This is just silly. All right. Just copy and paste from Stack Overflow. That'll work. Or I could just put a literal string in there, but I feel like I'm going to need to work this out at some point. Oh, is this doing the... Okay, color dot from ARGB. I thought that I saw that color didn't have any statics on it. Color dot from ARGB or from name. Tomato. You know, this is the opposite of what I want. Parsing colors is not the point of this stream. So I'm gonna say steel blue is gonna be what is that? Goes red, green, blue. That looks like about steel blue to me. I don't even know what color steel blue is. Cool. Wonder if that works. Because Xamarin Forms has a bunch of good color converters built in to get that string into a Xamarin Forms color. I'm not worried about that. Oh, that's a different gradient. I think we've used the wrong blue there, but that's all right. And that's going to do nothing. Cool. I'm now going to start doing some Blazor stuff. So there are still some bits that are broken about it being a Xamarin Forms app, but time to do something exciting. I'm going to add a new project. And I usually do all my Blazor stuff client side, but I'm going to go server side today for some variety. All the code is pretty portable between the two, so I can change my mind later. TravelMonkey.Blazor. My Blazor app needs some references to core, but not to forms. And I think given that all my nougats are in core, I won't need to reference them in here specifically. Let's see if it works. You can just see a paw sticking through the doorway. I think Aria is coming back. Spun up over there. Alright, this is just the Hello World Blazor. We've got a home page, we've got the counter page, and an API fetch data page with some weather forecasts. Now we need to turn this into something basically the same as our mobile app. Start with the home page, I guess. You know what, I'm gonna use the Matte Blazor package that I like to put in everything because it jazz things up a little. Blazor, add me a nougat package. Matte Blazor. With stable. Now there's a few steps to get this working. Here now. It's in the shared folder. So underscore host.cshtml. We need to add a reference to some JavaScript, which I'm gonna find in one of my other apps. This one will do it. Now, on this one, I was working with Blazor WASM, which meant that you put your CSS and JavaScript imports in this index.html in your www root, because that's the file that actually gets loaded to the browser. It kicks everything off. Whereas in this, they use underscore host CSHTML for your imports. That's in there. Then in my imports Blazor, I think I can just go at using Matt Blazor. Is that all I need? How do I do it over here? Yep. So in the mobile app, the first page you see, well, we started off with the dancing monkey, and then we get straight to here. So we'll make this our index page. In the Forms app, that was called mainpage.xaml. We're going to call it index. That's close enough for me. So if I go to index.razor, I'm going to use a code behind file, new file, index.razor.cs. Make this a partial class so that we can share the code with our Razor code, and we'll inherit from component base. And where did our simulator go? Over there. This is my design spec. I'm going to leave that stuff up the top there. Actually, let's do an if. If loading. I'm going to show the dancing monkey. Else. Just do it. We'll say, hi there. Where do you want to go? Then we're going to have a text input field. So there'll be a Matt text field. And the value will bind to... we didn't set up our binding context yet. Code behind. I'm going to say public main page view model. Is that what Gerald's called it? Yep. I'm just going to call it VM equals new main page view model. How did they wire it up in Forms? Do they just new it up? You know what? Might as well make the code exactly the same between the two. But I'm going to call that VM here. Make it a bit quicker. I'm going to make it public. So it's not really all that exactly the same. Now, and the other thing we wanted was it. Does our VM have something called loading in it already? Is busy. We'll use that one. We'll have an override for on initialize async. I'm sure we're going to need that. Await that. And VM probably does. So into there, on appearing, we do a viewModel.start slideshow. How does it work? It starts a slideshow timer. We should be able to reuse all this code, which is nice. And that slideshow timer changes the current destination. So we're going to be binding to that for an image source. Cool, that'll work nicely. You know what, I'm going to go vm.isBusy equals true. And then vm, this is just kind of faking the splash intro so we can have our dancing monkey, because that's the most important part of the app. I'm gonna wait 3 seconds. We should do that first. Wait, then do false. And then vm.start slideshow. Instead of loading, we'll say vm.isBusy. P tag loading. This should be a monkey. Value is vm. What's that one bound to? Here, there should be an entry somewhere. The translate text entry. Is it not bound to something? What does it do? It's got a completed method on it, which must happen in the code behind. If display alert, otherwise that pushes the page text. So that's not bound to the view model at all, because they're handling the navigation in the view, which is fine by me. So I'll also be handling it in the view, but I would rather have it bound, because we've got to put it somewhere so that Blazor can find it. So it doesn't really need to be in the view model, but it makes, because we're not going to share it, but that's kind of where it makes sense. I'm going to put it there anyway. Home page view model, and have a public string search text get set. Get us a bit of thinking space. Bind that to search text. Say at bind value. Cool. And then I think it's like an on. Input key down, read up. Doesn't seem to be on enter or anything like that. It was on focus. Maybe I meant to put this in a form. You know what? I'm going to use button to trigger that. Map button. Does it use a text? No, we put that in here. Search. On click equals search, which we'll put the code behind. Public async task search. We'll do some async stuff soon. Oh, actually, it's just going to navigate page, isn't it? Just going to go void. Search. Cool. So we've got a search field. We've got a button. Let's get an image. And the source is going to be VM dot current destination dot image URL. I think that'll be enough to get the slideshow happening in a fairly clunky kind of way. Might need to do some kind of state has changed from the notify property changed, but we shall see. Then here, when you completed, they push a new page. To push a page, we're going to say inject a navigation manager called navigation manager. That should in here. Now we're going to navigate to, this will be slash translation result page, and then we're going to put the text as an argument or parameter. Which will be VM dot search text. A little bit of validation as well. If string dot is null or empty, VM dot search text. And did I make a VM error message? Maybe that was in one of the other ones. Equals you didn't enter any text. Generate property. Cool. That page doesn't exist yet, but we're on our way to something. Where's it spun up? I think this will open a new tab in just a moment. That keeps putting it on the other window. Null reference. at, it says layout equals null, component type of app, server pre-rendered. Yeah. It's telling me it can't render index.razor. Other than that, I don't think it's giving me any clues about where the null is. If I see the raw exception details. I think this is just kind of the equivalent of a crash on initialize component, but I think it's underscore async. Host CSHTML. I think I might have forgotten a step in the map Blazor setup. Do we have to copy anything in? Let's check out their documentation. Blazor. You install the NuGet, add the import, add the static files. That all looks good. Alright, maybe I'll take my view back a few steps. What have we got? VM. It's definitely something. Is busy. It's just a bool. Let's take out that. See if it fixes it. Cool, that compiled this time, which is good. So it was something in that code that I've written. Probably something to do with that being null. Maybe that one. Let's start, just see, does that image work? That one, here it comes. Takes a little while to spin up. Okay, that's our bad code. Maybe I'll do something like some brackets around that. VM dot current destination not null. Do that, else do kind of nothing. Do I need to put more brackets in? More brackets is usually the answer. Image URL is a string. I might actually not even have to. wrong, maybe? It's close to right. There we go. So if current destination is not null, get its URL. Else, just use nothing. Wonder if it'll work this time. Cool, compiles, but we don't have any images. We did, however, on initialize, say, start slideshow, which will run that timer. Which tries to get some destinations. Where do we get our destinations from? We say destinations equals mock data store.destinations. Nothing in them though. Where did they get set? In our splash screen XAML CS. While the monkey is dancing, we load some data. So that's the monkey dance animation. So I think I just need to get this to happen. I'm going to move this into... This is where it gets tricky. Do I move it into that view model, even though it doesn't get used in the mobile app? Or am I going to write a splash screen out there as well? Or do I do it in the view? I'm gonna do it in the view for now and probably regret it later. That sounds like a good plan. Because that's where I'm doing. So that's what we were kind of faking there. Let's... Bing search service. Then with that Bing search service, we call get destinations. Otherwise it won't work. Put that in the mock data store. There's a mock data store.destinations. Is that static? Yeah, so we just need a using. That's all right. So we await that. And then we say busy equals false, and we start the slideshow. Over here, we were doing a VM is busy. Loading, this should be a monkey. Hi there, do you want to go? If it's got a destination, show it. Cool. Destinations now has 4 things in it instead of being null. That's what I like to see. We're going to start the slideshow. we get rid of all these breakpoints now. Loading. This should be a monkey. 1, 2, 3. Nothing happening. Get rid of that one. Don't need that anymore. Oh, we're at a breakpoint. That's fair enough. There we go. We've got a slideshow, or at least one picture. How quickly do they change? I'm kind of suspicious that we haven't got the kind of on-property changed equivalent coming through. That's changing quite quickly there. In our view model, whenever it runs the timer, current destination gets set, which calls a set property. But because it's kind of happening in the background, no one's telling Blazor about it. It's not something I've needed to do before, but I kind of thought I would one day. If we say vm.property changed plus equals VM property change. Now whenever that property change gets called, I can do a state has changed, which will tell my Blazor UI. I feel like that'll probably fire a lot more often than is necessary, which isn't going to give me the performance I want, but should fix some things. While that compiles, I've just got to duck out again a moment. Won't be long. Alrighty, I am back. Looks like that's compiled. How are we going in the chat room? Not a lot going on there, just a bit of Kim. But I know there's a few lurkers out there. Anyone got anything cool on? Working on any fun projects? I've got a picture of some country, but it still isn't changing. So we got a different one after a rebuild. Let's see if this gets called. Okay, it does. Every like 2 seconds, that's good. But the image doesn't change. That's not a problem. In my view model, whenever this gets set, quite often we've got a destination. This time we've got a URL with a picture of Mount Erebus from Antarctica. But our Razor page that's not changing, even though we've told it to. This is let's try putting in a key tag and let's link it to @am dot current destination dot image URL. Yeah. And what's the other property on there? Title. So let's see if they update and whether we can update text but not images. Now I'm just going to chuck in a debug here as well. See what we can find out. What's in our event args? Property name, that might be interesting here. And a VM dot current destination dot title. A lot of errors going on down here. A lot of null references when that property change happens before there is anything there, because I'm doing it on every property change, not just if it's the current destination. But things are probably stabilized now. See if after 2 seconds something pops up there. No. Doesn't like it. So it says that, and then when we get that, so we set vm.isBusy is true, which raised a property changed event, which then tried to read out something that was no good. If property name e.property name equals current destination do that, else just give me the property name. See if that helps. got this far. Beginning is busy and is not busy. Triggering often. But not getting that current destination coming through. Ah. We're getting a lot of exceptions. So that sets that. Cool. And then that runs that. Need a property name. Mm-hmm. Does current destination. But vm.current destination title is Antarctica. So what's the problem then? Eyes again. Disable that breakpoint. Let's only call state has changed if that's changed. Doesn't. Wonder if calling state has changed triggers on initialized async, which is just sending us around in loops. Let's see what this does. Might still not be quite right. It's getting closer. So many exceptions. That calls. He's busy, he's not busy. Current destination. Cool, so we should see Seattle in the logs. Okay, cool. I see Maui, Seattle, Maui. Is it working now? That looks like Seattle. So many browsers open. Don't know what's happening with all those null references. Alright. And it's not setting the text either. So I have to say at bind. I think that was only doing a one-way check the value. Let's see what happens now. Ooh. That says that's an error. Maybe I don't need to say at once I've told it's a binding. No. The attribute could not be inferred. Bind attribute, bind source. Bind attribute should be of the form bind or I think I need to do some Googling. Blazor image bind URL. Yeah, that's fine, but that's not going to bind it. Bind. Up. Maybe there's something on this Blazor help website. Image. Is that a link? No. So there they've got an example of some one-way binding. What does this do? Is that going to update it? I think it's about to spin up a window somewhere. There it is. Loading. This should be a monkey. We're going to fix that. That's easy. Where do you want to go? We've got a Washington, Seattle, Space Needle. Blazor. At bind. SRC. Detailed look at data binding in Blazor. I think every time I've bound things before, it's been kind of values in Blazor components like inputs and stuff. At bind equals property. At bind at title. So we've got a string here called title. We put the property name in there. No, not quite what I want. At bind value. Click listener. At bind parents title on a child component. What's a text? They're doing all that same sort of stuff where it's just on inputs, I think. Input type, input type. I feel like this is meant to be really easy. I just need to find that one piece of syntax that I'm missing. Actually, yeah, let's look at our counter page. All they do there, they just say at current count. So if I have a, alright, let's be really simple. Say at current count. And I'll have public int current count. And every time this runs, I'm going to go current count plus plus. See if that runs. Get rid of those complications. Here we go. Loading, this should be a monkey. That'll disappear. 4. That should be updating lots of times. Now let's put in a state that's changed. That fixes the number. That's 4. This is process started by a background thread instead of the UI thread. I wonder if this... Blazor update from background thread. Blazor chat sample. Did they do it? Now shared. I thought there might be views in there. Blazor chat client pages. Index.razor. Missing task chat. Message received. Yeah, we call state has changed. They're using text areas. But that's just a bunch of divs with text in it for each item in messages. Current count must be really high by now. Up to 11. Still showing 4. I do a refresh. It's a new page instance, so it's still being 4 makes sense. Alright. What if I do an import text at bind value equals em dot current destination dot title. That one gets updated. These changes work. That's kind of rendering and unrendering large blocks. I suppose you could do something hacky where it kind of disappears and reappears. In our index razor, we call state has changed, and that didn't like it. Can I just do like question marks here for null checks? I don't know. It's 3 errors. Ooh, a razor GCS. No, it does not like that question mark. Interesting to see the code that gets compiled out of the razor. It does just generate C#. Kinda. Cool. What about like this? No, that's no good either. Alright, what if we go this? Now am I allowed to put a question mark in? Now that I've said we're writing C# with that little app. Nowhere. Doesn't like that either. Alright. Do that current count thing. Alright, that'll be a string literal. Current count. Input number. Cool. Builds. That one was no good. Sick of that. Don't need that anymore. Here we go. State has changed. Is busy. No good. Doesn't like doing that. Funny when you get stuck on what should have been a 1 minute thing and then that just takes forever. I want to get back to building up the UI. So many more fun things to do than just put one number on a screen. count. Now just kind of everything's broken. Value equals 5. Does that compile? What's this error saying? Edit context. Is that? I don't even know what that means. Does it say it wants to be in a form? Edit form. Orio's back. Hello. Let's see if it's going to work this time. Here we go. Get rid of that one. That's the old one. No. Edit form requires a model parameter. All right, we can do that. Model equals VM dot current destination. Oh, there's an Oreo behind me. Oh, that way. There she is. Oreo, you're on TV. Here we go again. Requires a value for the value expression parameter. Alright, that bind value. Let's try that current count again. Uh-oh, Aria is stuck. Okay, the number 4 is something. Let's bring back that state has changed. If maybe let's not do it for those is busies. If e dot property name not is busy, all our state has changed. Again. Here it comes. Number 4. That hitting that breakpoint. Okay, so current count is now up to 7, 8, 11, whatever. But that's still not updating. Even though I've bound the value, the number's updated. Blazor at bind, not updating. They say this is closed. Might mean doing something wrong, or might mean it's an old thing that they've fixed. Is Confusion gonna help me out? Nothing good there. Alright, what if I put button that says update? That button on click equals update. Make a method in my code behind. Public void update. And that'll just say state has changed. What does this do? And I'm also sick of waiting that long. I think get destinations is enough proof of that. And you know what? I don't care about the is busy's either. Let's just work off VM not null and VM dot destinations not null. Where that'll get us. Maybe I made another null exception. Oh, that still says it's just gets stuck on the loading now. Okay, that's no good. Means either out VM not null, VM dot message is not null. It's properly changed hidden. Sender is a view model. Cool. So therefore it's not null. And destinations is also not null. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that one's needed to do that. Now we get stuck on that. That change did not make things better, that made things worse. VM. He's busy, maybe. Might be getting to one of those points where I say, this isn't working, come back later. VM dot destination equals null. Oh, I was doing that a null check instead of a not null check. See what happens now. All right. So we're just showing the number 0 now for those. What happened to my button? Didn't I make a button? We've got that input there. Okay, let's do it. Text. I think there is a button, it's just white. There we go. Okay, that didn't update once. Oh, and now it's Maui. When we click this, we can do the updates, but that kind of has to come from a user interface event. It's like a Xamarin attempt to update UI from background thread sort of thing. Blazor. State has changed. Background. Third. Is it safe to call? State has changed from an arbitrary thread. No. Calling state has changed from an arbitrary thread is not safe. The correct way to call state has changed by using invoke async. Oh, we think I found the answer. Didn't know about that invoke async call. See, is anything interesting gonna happen this time? What's saying Seattle? Oh, I just saw that number 1 change. That's good. Seattle, Maui, excellent. Ah. All right. The past hour or so has all been about that invoke async there. Now we can get back to work. Let's see, what did we really want? Hi there, where do you want to go? That's real. Now let's get an image tag. Source equals at VM dot current destination dot image URL. That should be enough to get that working. I kind of want to test things out one at a time now. 1 and 2 and updating down there. Oh, there we go. Kind of not quite. Okay, it was just a little bit slow at the start, but it looks like we're now getting every 2 seconds. Image changes. Beautiful. Not quite as smooth as the lovely transition Steven's done for us, but very good progress. Next. You know, that's annoying how much jumping around. So I'm gonna... Okay, we don't need to show that anymore. Or that. All we want is hi there. Where do you want to go? An image. Good. Title. Yeah, I think we want to put that somewhere. Antarctica. And then just the text. Recommendation. I don't know what recommendation's meant to mean. But we are meant to put the title there, is what I'm really looking for. I'm going to kind of start by getting all of the functional pieces in there before any kind of nice layout. So we've got an image, check. Top text, title of the destination, and let's turn this into our search box. Map. Text field. Is there a map search? I wonder what that would do. Nope. Map text field, which binds to em dot search text. Good. We've got a button. Did we get to a point where it says text on text? Yes, we did. Cool. It's a text, we're gonna say search. And instead of running that update, I think there was a method there called search. Good, so this has most of the functional parts. And then it's going to try to navigate to a page that doesn't exist yet, but that's okay. See, that's spun up. It says Seattle. Search. Oh, that search isn't a search, that's meant to be a translate. That's okay. Hello? And I lose focus each time that updates. I don't know how we're going to fix that, but we will. Search. Sorry, there's nothing at this address. That's okay, that's good. Now we need to make a translation result page. Cool. And I'm going to make that image full width because it's jumping around and making me nauseous. Style, no, not style. We go class equals carousel. Go down to my CSS file, Blazor, root, CSS, site CSS. Make a new class called carousel. CSS image full width. Width equals 100%. Z index equals 0. Don't know if I need that Z index. I suppose I will need to do something like that when I start putting stuff on top of it. width 100%. Now, it's not search, it's translate. 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 Text. Now, in that view model where we've got search text, I'm changing that to a translate text. Good. And in my code behind, I'm changing the method from search to translate. Translate text. Now we've got a vm.error message there, which we might as well render underneath as part of our form even. Let's have a P. The class of validation message. Is that what it was called? Yep. At vm.error message. Cool. That'll translate. So if we try to search with nothing, it'll tell us. Translate text. Cool. Now we need a new page. Have we got any kind of Blazor love here yet? So we got Eraser component, Eraser layout, Eraser page with page model. I feel like one of them is going to be close to what I want, but whenever I try using one, I get it wrong. So I'm just going to go with an empty file called translation result page. Dot Blazor. And I say at page, and I go translation result. Maybe I just go translation, yeah, slash text. If I do it, and an H1. I will add code behind soon, but until I've got that working, just to see if the navigation parameter comes through, I'll make a thing here called text thing parameter parameter, which will be public property with a getter and a setter. There's no reason to go lowercase like that. Make that be at text equals you didn't say anything. I think that error is going to go away if I close it and reopen it. It's just a bit confused about. Or maybe it won't. Let's see how these are set up. They go at page, start it with a slash. Cool. Error's gone. I think we can now go slash translation and then some text. Let's give it a group of nothing as well. Don't really know if I will use that. So now I don't need to say all that. I'm just going to say translation plus that parameter. That's all I need to do for the roots. Routes. Building. Need to make that picture smaller, but I think that full width CSS worked. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Cool. Navigation. Now, I can set up the code behind now. Let's add new file, translation result page dot Blazor dot cs. Extends component base and is a partial. Don't need that anymore. Or much of that. But we do want that to come in. Cool, that worked, that worked. That binding will still work. Now, if we look at the forms version of this page, it's a bit of XAML. Now here they're taking that in as a constructor parameter, but we're taking it in as a navigation parameter. That's cool. VM we're gonna want to be pretty similar. Got a few too many things open. Cool. That's the class we want. Yes. I'm just going to make it public. Oh. Using. There we go. Get that all on one line. And then they do a message center subscribed. So that's saying the view model is going to tell the view about a translation failed and then use a display alert here. If something bad happens. Otherwise, view model.input text equals that text we just brought in. Then it sets that. I'm guessing the input text when that changes calls translate text. So I'm basically just gonna have to do that as well. And then we're gonna need to do some kind of binding stuff in our view. Cool, cool, cool. Let's put that in our on in override. On initialized async. Oh wait, the base. Override async task. VM dot input text equals text. Then when they translate, do they translate? Calls translation service.translate text, gets us a result. If result succeeded, no, if result failed, let's put an error message up. Failed to translate. Bind to that later. Translations equals result.translations. Translations is a dictionary of strings and strings. Cool. We can write, okay, if VM equals null for VM dot translations equals null. Put P loading. Else for each translation in VM.translations. So we've got, it's going to be a key value pair of string and string. Let's just start by putting in a couple of p tags. So in our paragraph, we'll say translation.key. And then translation.value. So we'll be expecting to see something like English, hello, German, guten Tag. So we'll be opening up in a browser somewhere. There we go. Still need to make that shorter. Hello, my friends. Translate. Loading. Cool. Still loading. That's not good. I think it probably loaded, but we need a state has changed type thing. Now, at the moment here, we're kind of saying when that changes, do your work. But I would rather make it kind of launch the task from here. What if we do VM dot? Is there a translate text command? Yes, there is. Which takes an input of input text. Where does, so there's a translate text. When you call that, it just does that. Translate text is the real method, which is an async void. I'm gonna make that a task. And I'm gonna make it public. So I know when translations changes. And I want it to take in a string. String text. It's probably broken some things. Translate text. Value. Now in my razor. Say translate text, pass in my text. Get rid of that, and I can await that. We say translations equals translations. Which will raise properly changed. Let's see if that works. If not, we might need to do another on property changed. Here we go again. Hello, translate, loading, whatever. We said if VM is null, or VM.translations is null, state has changed. Let's see if translations is actually null. Interestingly, seems on most other projects I've worked on, I'm like, you hardly ever needed state has changed. And then today, I'm needing it all the time. Kind of getting a hand for when loading. So this time, VM dot translations, that's still null. Yeah. Why? Result is null, null, false, null. Something bad in there. Ah, because it passed in that. Which was nothing. Let's try again. Bring it over to this screen. How did we... Oh, that's right. Cool. Now we've got that in there. We're hitting breakpoints on 2 different screens because I've got another browser open somewhere. Probably 10 of them, really. Here we go. Test. Ian is test. Netherlands test. Espanol, prueba. French test. Good. We're translating. It's ugly, but we're translating. So, what bits have we done? We've got translation working, even though still pretty gross. We've got our images coming in. Also very ugly. The next step is, can we identify images? So I think there's a blog post by Stephen Sanderson that's going to help us out with this. An input file. Let's see what he says. There's a few components out there, but he didn't like any of them, so he made his own. Pretty sure Stephen Sanderson works on the Blazor team, so I reckon if he's working on this nougat on its own, there's a reasonable chance we'll end up with it just as part of Blazor at some point. So we need a Blazor input file nougat. Oh. Didn't mean to get rid of that other page, did I? Let's go get that nougat. On my Blazor page, yep. Manage nougat. What did I say? Blazor input file. There it is. 0.2, latest stable, add the package. And we need to put some JavaScript in. It says temporary caveat here until .NET Core 3 ships, and we're using 3.1, so I think that's fine. For client-side Blazor, no, we're not using client, we're using server-side. So we take this. And we go to our host CSHTML, add in that script, good. And we'll put using Blazor input file into our imports. And then we just put in this input file control. On back to our index page. Blazor index.razor. Where is it in the mobile app? So you say add new down there and it'll take you to a page. I don't know if we need to go to a separate page in the mobile app, but oh, they've got the view model for that page set up for us already, don't they? Might as well take advantage of that. That's where the code lives. Here now. Add picture page.xaml main page / screen translation result page. Cool. Blazor page. What did we say it was called? Add image. Add picture page. One of them in our Blazor pages. Add new file. Add picture page. Blazor. At page. Go to URL of /add picture. Each one, because you got to start with something. Add a picture. Then we'll put that input file here. Do I still have that in my clipboard? Yes, I do. Have a public void handle file selected. Looks like it needs some kind of input. Takes an array of ifile list entries. I'm going to assume for now that they're only uploading one file. Let's say image even. Image equals files dot first store default. And then I'll make a string called file name so we can show it somewhere. File name get set. Let's say file name equals image dot name. On our index page, we need another button to add an image. Add image. Add image. Code behind for this. Gonna be something pretty similar. Add image, where we're going to navigate to, but no parameter this time. And the method's called add image. So we've got our button, it navigates to there. We've got our new page. Keep alternating between calling it a picture and an image. Add picture. Add picture. Back here, add picture. Before we get confused. Cool, that'll navigate there. Add picture page, says add picture, has an input file. And then we'll show the file name once we've got one. Let's see how it goes. How are we going in the chat room? Not a lot of activity. Anyone got any questions? Or any suggestions? Cool. Not quite where I wanted the add image button, but it works. I did something wrong. Or did that just move on me? Add image, add a picture, and choose a file. Should have prepared some fun pictures. I have no idea what I've got on here. Cool, put the name there. That's what we want to see. Kim's a bit lurky. I think you've got some company. Everyone's a bit lurky today. That's alright. I lurk too. Cool. So we've got a stream now. Now that we know that navigation works, I'm gonna add a code behind, which will be add picture page dot Blazor dot CS. Inherits from component base and make it partial and move that code block out. Now we need a view model. Say public add picture page view model. Is that what we called it? In our core view models folder, add picture page view model. Yes, it is. Using, I call it VM. So get that. Just new it up. Missing our using. Handling queue. And I'm going to make this an async task. And I hope it won't mind. Now I'm going to await VM dot. They've got add picture. It's the photo stream property. Just try setting that. Photo stream. Ah, no longer await. VM.photostream equals image dot data. What kind of things are data? It can be a byte array or a stream of some kind, I hope. A stream. Excellent. Kind of felt like they'd probably do it that way. Photo stream. Good. Then after the add picture, if you successfully add a picture, call post. I'm going to make public. Okay, I feel like error message is going to come in handy now. let's put not a string, p1, no, just p, class equals validation message at vm dot error message, because I'm just assuming something is going to go wrong soon. We're not a streak. We're going to call post. Oh wait, post. vm.post. What does it do when it's successful? So it's going to call computer vision service.add picture and then result. So it's going to return picture accent color. Okay, I don't understand what that's meant to do now. It finds what the main color of the picture is so that you can kind of, I don't know, make the background around your page the same as that, and it also gives you a description. So this is the main thing we care about. Let's say, as well as that error message, let's write in big writing if things go well. At vm dot picture description. Let's try it. And I'm gonna look for some non-incriminating images to use on my other screen. Add image, choose a file. On my desktop, which only has one picture. Nothing happened. I've got the image name. Oh, I see a cat lying on top of a desk. Excellent. So, that is MVP with an extreme emphasis on minimum, because we've got an incredibly ugly page and we've broken the mobile app. So maybe it's not quite MVP, but we've got a Blazor page that shares all the code and it's using those 3 services. And it's 1 o'clock, so I'm gonna wrap it up there. From here on in, it's gonna be Blazor UI stuff. Which would be good to stream, but I think I've been talking for long enough and we've got to get these challenges in today. So I'm probably going to finish this off stream, but I'll probably even publish it to Azure soon. And I'll maybe do a quick recap of this in my next stream. But I'm going to head off now. Thanks a lot, Kim, for coming along and helping out. Thanks to the lurkers in the chat as well. GitHub link. Oh, good point, Kim. We go exclamation mark repo. There we go. I've got a bot now. Thanks for helping me get my bot, Kim. Stream Elements is great. I might even push that code now, because right now if you go there it'll just be exactly the same as the bare fork. Added a Blazor project. Refactored everything. Some things are still broken. Blazor is successfully using all services. Push straight to Blazor UI. Cool. I'm not going to merge into master because I think kind of the way you should do things when you're contributing a fork to a public repo is you only merge to master right when you do the pull request, or maybe even not even then. So I'm not going to do that. But Kim, if you go there and go to the Blazor UI branch, there it is. And I will be adding more to it later. Thanks a lot for coming, everybody. I'll see you around. Oh, let's see. Is there anyone we know to raid? Kim, anyone you know twitching at the moment? See any of the live coders? If I search that. No one I really know streaming. See anything relevant? Yeah, looks like everyone's writing JavaScript. Everyone's always writing JavaScript. Might just wrap it up. Alrighty, bye everybody.